Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live here on a Thursday afternoon, this July 18th, 2024. Welcome to the Vinyl Treasure Show. It's the 50s and early 60s edition. Actually, it's really a continuation from last Saturday, where I had so much trouble with my webcam that I kind of took me about an hour to figure it out finally, that I had to get it fixed there. So I wasn't going to stay on that extra hour to play. It would have been just too late, really, with all the requests that I get. So what I did is we left off in 1959, but I added some rarities out of my collection to play in the beginning. So you're going to hear some rare 45s out of my collection in the first part of the program here, and I added some others, I think, but we should be done by around 4:30. So it made it much easier doing the show at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you all for being here on this hot day. I mean, we had some kind of storm here yesterday. They closed my road down here where I live, because this giant tree fell across the wires. The people must have lost power on the other side. I don't know. But they're still out here working. I think they're finishing up. But anyway, we opened up with a song that I'm sure many of you tuned into the program or will tune into the program. Remember, from here in New York City, a lot of radio stations played this song as their opening theme. The Time Capsule Show, I think, for one. But great saxophonist there, tenor saxophonist out of Chicago, Cozy Eggleston, and his combo. That's from February 1954. A song called Big Heavy. I think the theme song first for Buffalo disc jockey KBW DJ George Lorenz. And also, I think DJ Alan Freed used that when he was on Winds there for a while. And also the Time Capsule Show and the Group Harmony Review, they use that song, have it on nice red vinyl there. I posted a bunch of the scans on my Facebook wall. You can check it out, some rare records there. But there you go, February 54, Cozy Eggleston and his combo on the States record label, Leonard Allen States Records out of Chicago, Big Heavy, the name of the tune. Well, I got some heavy records coming up. Not this one, although it's not cheap, really, I have to say, as we open up the vocal portion with this group. From Newport News, Virginia, it's their very last release. Came out on the Casino record label. And, excuse me, you can hear Raphael Ingram's high falsetto in the background. And it features a James Dozier on lead. It's with Pancho Villa and his orchestra. Let's go to the spring of 1959. Give a listen to the Avalons on Casino. We open up with the Avalons and You Can Count on Me. we go. We open up there with an up-tempo by the Avalons. Their spring 1959 release. It's on the Casino record label. You Can Count on Me is the name of the tune. That's James Dozier. He's on lead. That high falsetto, that's Raphael Ingram. He's on lead there. Now, this 45 would be reissued in 1972. Maybe some of you own it on the Bim Bam Boom record label. The group first recorded for the Groove label back in 1956. They also did a song called Heart's Desire on the Unart label in 1958, which is a big record that a lot of people enjoy. But you know we count down the music chronologically here on the 50s edition. Also do it on the 78 edition. I will be back next Thursday at 2 p.m. with the 78 show. I had a special in-studio guest on Sunday, Dave the Ray, with a marathon show here. 2 shows we did on soul music. It's up there on my archive. You can check it out on YouTube. But kind of put me behind, and then I had no telephone on Monday, and then had to do all the billing and stuff here, so I kind of fell behind here. But it was easy to get the 45s up real quick for the show today. So we count down the music chronologically here, and this 45 released in December of 1951. It's the debut single for this group from Harlem, New York. Came out on Bobby and Danny Robinson's Robin record label, which of course later would become Red Robin Records. Well, let's give a listen to the Mellow Moods. The Mellow Moods, it's with the Schubert Swanson Trio providing the instrumentation here. It features 16-year-old Raymond Buddy Wooten on lead. We go to December of 51. The Mellow Moods on Robin. It's called Where Are You, parentheses, Now That I Need You.
Where are you now that I need you? Now that I want you so badly I could cry. I could cry. Where are you now that I want you? Now that I need you so badly I could cry. I had you at my beck and call any time at all. I guess I took too much for granted and sigh away and cry. Where are you I could cry.
Early sides here for a Thursday. That's from December 51, the first of two for the Mellow Moods on the Robin record label. That is a Raymond Buddy Wooten on lead. Where Are You Now That I Need You is the name of the tune. And I Still Need their second one. Only came out on a 78. I do have an unplayable cracked copy, though, which maybe I should try to glue together to see if I could play it. I'll play around with that. Maybe I can play it, but I got to pick only one side. I know which side I'm going to pick. But anyway, Johnny G playing some bonus 45s before we get to the year 1959. Let's move into 1952 now. We visited Newport News, Virginia a couple of records ago with the Avalons, but this is a premier vocal group to come out of Newport News, Virginia. They recorded for Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records. This is the group's 8th release for Aladdin. The song dates back to 1923, introduced by bandleader Abe Lyman and his orchestra, and a song he wrote together with Gus Arnheim and Arthur Freed. But let's give a listen to this version as done by the Five Keys. It features the great Rudy West on lead. From October 1952, the Five Keys on Aladdin and their rendition of the tune I Cried for You.
I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me. Every road has a turning. That's one thing you're learning. I cried for you. What a fool I used to be. Now I'm found to eyes just a little bit bluer. I found no heart just a little bit truer. I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me. Now I found two eyes just a little bit bluer. I found a heart just a little bit truer. Darling, I cried for you. Now is your turn to cry over me.
It's the great sound of the Five Keys there from October 1952. The great Rudy West on lead, the Five Keys with I Cried For You. That was their 8th release for the Aladdin record label. Let's move into 1953 now with this next release. And at one time, it was thought that this did not exist on a 45, but it does. It came out on Teddy Reig's Betta Records out of New York City, and the group is also out of New York City. The group included Rupert Branker, Arthur Cryer, Jerry Morrison, John Murray, and the lead singer on this, Gene Redd. This is from 1953. Let's give a listen to the Five Chimes. The Five Chimes on the Betta record label. The song is called Rosemary.
If you were mine or mine to be, I'd love you, dear, for eternity. There's a love in my heart for you, my Rosemary. Why should I need your love so badly, or need your kiss so badly? There's a dream in my heart for you, my Rosemary. The stars, oh how they shine, they tell me you'll always be mine. The moon says I adore you. Darling, I've waited my whole life through, but if you should find what I can now see, your recent love can never be. Come to me, my Rosemary. Come to me, my darling Rosemary.
Sounds of 1953 here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. No 78s today, just some added 45s here before we get back to the request from last Saturday night, which kind of put me behind here, but I figured it out eventually. Had to unplug the connection from the port in the computer and put it back in. So simple. It took me an hour to figure it out. But there you go. That's Gene Redd on lead with the Five Chimes. A very rare and in demand. Well, it's rare 45. Let's put it that way. Nobody ever thought that was on a 45. They only thought it was on a 78. But I was lucky to get this record. It wasn't cheap, let's put it that way. But it's from 1953, the Five Chimes on the Betta label. Rosemary is the name of the tune. Let's continue here as we move into 1954. Let's go to Baltimore, Maryland for this next group. They had prior releases on Morty Shad's Jax, J-A-X label, which was out of New York City, but Morty changed the label name to Harlem Records, and this was the group's 5th release, I guess we can call it. The song written by Bobby Hall, who did lead on both sides of their 3 previous releases for the Jax label, but with their 4th release, They were known, I think, as the Four Kings. It featured a new lead singer, Adolphus Holcomb. He became the new lead, and that single came out as the Four Kings. I mentioned that. Now, Bobby Hall was not really happy with that, especially now being in the background and writing this song, which now came out on the Harlem record label. So Morty decided to give him credit, but he is not on lead. It's really Adolphus Holcomb who was on lead, and he continued to remain the lead for the group called the Kings. But this is from October 54. I have this on red vinyl. Bobby Hall and the Kings on the Harlem label. It's called Fire in My Heart.
There's fire in my heart, the flame is burning so. Winter is coming, oh, that flame don't go. Tell me you love me, until death do we part. Do we part. There's fire in my heart, the flame is burning so. Winter is coming, oh, that flame don't go. Tell me you love me, until death do we part. Do we part. You've been gone so long, it seems I'm left with memories and dreams. Do you know what's true? I'm still in love with you. There's fire in my heart, the flame is burning so. Winter is coming, oh, that flame don't go. Tell me you love me, until death do we part. Do we part. You've been gone so long, it seems I'm left with memories and dreams. Do you know what's true? I'm still in love with you. There's fire in my heart, the flame is burning so. Winter is coming, oh, that flame don't go. Tell me you love me, until death do we part.
There you go, Bobby Hall and the Kings there from October 1954. That's on the Harlem record label. That's Morty Shad's Harlem Records, a group out of Baltimore, Maryland. Fire in My Heart is the name of the tune. Now, after this release, they recorded as the Ramblers on the MGM record label, and then later on after that as the Kings on many different labels too. Lots of releases by the Kings during the years. I think my mixer is going on this channel for some reason. I don't know. I'm looking at the levers, and sometimes one of the channels doesn't register, so that means my mixer might be going. That is not a good thing. That would not be a good thing. I'd be out of commission to get a new mixer here. But let us continue on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We move into 1955 now with one of the rarer sides that came out on High Weiss's Old Town record label, the group out of Brooklyn, New York. Now, the lead singer of this group previously sang with the Four Fellows that recorded for the Triborough label in 1953. And here he is lead of a group called the Cleftones. with 2 Fs. Not the group from Queens that recorded for the G record label. There's only 1 F in that Cleftones group. This group had 2 Fs, and it features Cass Bridges on lead. We go to March of 1955. The Cleftones with 2 Fs on High Weiss's Old Town record label. It's called My Dearest Darling.
Dearest darling, I love you so. I can't live without you, and I want you to know that I've been a fool, forever letting you go, letting you go. Now that you left me standing alone, I can't find love to call my own, for I've been a fool, forever letting you go. You know I'm sorry for letting you go, and yet you're not to blame. The fates have taught me for letting you go and make a fool's mistake. Dearest darling, I love you so. I can't live without you, and I want you to know that I've been a fool, forever letting you go. Ooh, I'm sorry for hurting you so, and yet I am not to blame. The faith that taught me for letting you go and make a fool's mistake. Dearest darling, I love you so. I can't live without you, and I want you to know that I've been forever letting you go.
That's the rarest that's the rarest record on the Old Town record label there. There you go. The Cleftones there with 2 Fs from March of 1955. My Dearest Darling is the name of the tune, featuring Cal Bridges on lead. And found that record on eBay, wanted for like $250 in the early days of eBay. You know, it was really great to find these records on eBay. I'm talking like 1999. You know, 1999, 2000, when eBay first kind of came into existence, it was very easy to pick up these records on the cheap. But as I did with this next 45, I think it was funny because you were able to see the people bid on the record. And I forget his name. His name was his email address. I think it began with Mekong Delta. I think that was it. And I remember talking to George Tompkins, and he knew who that person was because he was at Vietnam with that Mekong Delta. I forget his name. just losing my mind here. I can't remember anymore. But he let me have this record. He said that he had it already, and I told him I didn't have it. So he let me win it in the auction, which I thought was really nice. But that was in the early days of eBay. This group out of Pasadena, California, came out on the Model record label. And there's not much instrumentation on this song, and it's the group's only release. They're called the Coins. Now, not to be confused with the group that recorded for George Goldner's G label, which is a record I'm still looking for, by the way. I just have the boot on that. The song written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Al Perry. Let's go to 1955. Let's give a listen to the Coins. Coins on the Model record label. The song is called Loretta.
Loretta, please, please, please come home. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Oh, I love you, yes, I love you. Please come home. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Oh, I love you, yes, I love you. Please come home. Come on home. I pray to the Heavenly Father. I've asked Him to send you home. I love you, my darling Loretta, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know, I was wrong. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Oh, I love you, yes, I love you. Please come home. Come on home. Pray to the Heavenly Father. I've asked Him to send you back. I love you, my darling Loretta, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please come home to me, is all that I ask. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Loretta, please, please, please come home. Oh, I love you, yes, I love you. Please come home. Come on home.
Yeah, those are the Coins. The Coins from 1955. That's on the Model record label. Out of California, I think Pasadena, California, there for that label. Loretta is the name of the tune, written by the lead singer. His name is Al Perry. Now let's move into 1956 as we head to Philadelphia, PA now, to Bernie Lowe's teen record label, a great two-sided 45, and the very first record that I paid four figures for from Mike Demersion. And this is the intended A-side of the 45, written by group members Charles Henderson and Johnny Banks. The other members were Horace Adams and Robert Lee, and the lead singer, a female lead singer. Her name is Betty McCann. And this was recorded at the Rico Arts studio in downtown Philadelphia. Let's go to October of 1956 for the Ebb Tides. The Ebb Tides on the teen record label. It's called What Is Your Name, Dear? The Ebb Tides.
I want to know.
Sounds of 1956 here on the afternoon Vinyl Treasure Show. No 78s this week. I will return next Thursday at 2 p.m. with 78s out of my collection, but those are the Ebb Tides, released in October of 1956. The female lead there, Betty McCann. Betty McCann, What Is Your Name, Dear? That's on the Teen record label. As we continue in 1956, a rare 45 on the Abco label. Now, interestingly enough, and 45 Cat, the books say, well, not this specific record, but they did say this record was from 1961, and they are so wrong with that. You know, sometimes you got to be careful if you don't have the records and you're trying to. You have to look at you have to look at a lot of things when you date these records here. This record is from 1956, not 1961. And it's been a while since I played the other release. I actually have a few releases on this Abco label. One is a good one by a group, the Heptones. They recorded on the Abco label a great two-sided 45 from 1956 called Annabelle, backed with I'm So Lonesome Tonight. But this is another release on that label from 1956, and I think this singer is the lead singer of the Heptones, because it sounds like him. His name is Kenny Preston, with an uncredited vocal group backing him up that I'm guessing could be and probably is the Heptones. Let's go to 1956. Kenny Preston and group on Abco Records. It's called Can't You Change Your Mind? Kenny Preston.
Can't you kinda change your mind? Change your mind about me. Can't you say I love you so? Love you desperately. But most of us
What'd you think of that record there? That's Kenny Preston, and and an uncredited vocal group. I'm only guessing it's the Heptones, but I think he was the lead of that group. I do. 1956 on the Apco record label. Can't You Change Your Mind is the name of the tune. Why don't you change your mind and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here to the program on a Thursday afternoon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying what you're hearing, and also click that bell to get notifications when Johnny G goes live. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't work right, but most of it works for me, and it works for some people I know. You'll get an email, you can click the picture, and it takes you right to the program here as we continue here on a Thursday afternoon. And let's move into 1957 now. Let's go back to Harlem, New York, and fill a request for listener Nat Papagallo, listening in Naples, Florida. He is celebrating a birthday today. So he asked me, he wanted to, and I said, well, you know, Nat, I'm doing the show live on Thursday, so how about I play your requests for your birthday on the day? So we want to wish a happy birthday to Nat Papagallo. Now, he requested the Jesters, the B-side to their second release on Paul Winley's Winley record label, co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Adam Jackson. So by special request for Nat on his birthday from October 57, the Jesters on Winley. It's called I'm Fallen in Love for Nat. October 1957 release for the Jesters, Adam Jackson on lead. That's by request for Nat Papagallo, celebrating a birthday today. I'm not going to tell them your age, Nat. Well, I'll just tell them it starts with a 7, okay? Anyway, there you go. I'm Falling in Love is the name of the tune that's on Paul Winley's Winley record label. You know, the Highlights, they covered that tune there. A group out of Danbury, Connecticut. They do a nice cover of that tune. Johnny G is your afternoon disc jockey here. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as we continue with one more in the year 1957. A rare 45 up next on turntable number 2. Now, as far as I know, There are 3 singles that came out on Marty Weiler's Planet X record label out of New York City. This is the first single on the label, and the group is called Henry Sawyer and the Jupiters, and I think it's a great 2-sided 45. This is the ballad side written by the singer, the lead singer, Henry Sawyer. We go to December of 1957. This is on Planet X Records. I think that's a cool name for a label. Henry Sawyer and the Jupiters. The tune is called It Takes Two.
Went to our wedding just the other day, and this, my darling, is what the preacher said. It takes two to fall in love. It takes two to fall in love. Remember, my friend, to stay on it, it takes two to fall in love. It takes two to fall in love. It takes two to fall in love. Remember, my friend, to stay on it, it takes two to fall in love.
As you walk down the aisle, wearing that smile, that wonderful smile, and the preacher said, do you take this woman to be your awful wedded wife, as my heart will be, until the day I
It takes two to fall in love. It takes two to fall in love. Remember, my friend, from this day on in, it takes two to fall in love.
There you go. That's Henry Sawyer and the Jupiters, December 1957 release. That's on the Planet X record label. It Takes Two is the name of the tune. Now, this song was covered, I think Joe Shacatano mentioned in the YouTube chat room, by a group called the Delcades. They did it in 1964 on United Sound Associates label. And the second release on the Planet X record label is a record I do have by cool instrumental by Bernie Moore and the Rockets. And this label would morph into Universal International. And there are 2 releases that I have on that label, one by the Lollipops and another one by Ann Weldon. But there you go, December 57, Henry Sawyer and the Jupiters with It Takes Two. Let's continue here. And we move into 1958 with a rare 45 on George Goldner's Juanita record label. Now, this group, they hail from Washington, D.C. Now, Lillian Claiborne, she owned a local recording studio in Washington, D.C., and she also owned the D.C. label and recorded many local groups. She'd find talent in the area and record these groups, and she would manage to sell masters to other record companies. Now, one of the groups that she recorded was a group called the Serenaders, and unfortunately none of their releases were ever released until the mid-1970s when Les Moss put them out on his Roadhouse label. Now, with regards to that group, the Serenaders, their lead singer was someone by the name of Henry Lamont Mont. Henry Mont. And when the Serenaders broke up in March of '53, he joined a group called the Carusos, and recorded for Claiborne, recorded 2 songs, Haunting Memories and Confessions of Love, but they were never released. But Henry Mont would travel to New York City and re-record both songs for George Goldner, and he released them on his Juanita record label, and the group was known as the Haloquins. And again, these are the Haloquins, again with Henry Mont on lead from October 58, another rare 45 on the Juanita label. The song is called Haunting Memories, the Haloquins.
Doom, 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 doom.
Hearties, haunting memories that you have made. Haunting memories. Hearties, haunting memories that you have made. Haunting memories. Well, at night as I sleep, I pray to the Lord up above. I pray to my dear Lord, well, send me the one I love. Hearties, haunting memories that you have made. Haunting memories. Lord up above, I pray to my dear Lord, will send me the one I love. Haunting, haunting memories that you have made. Haunting
October 1958, release there for the Haloquins, Hallquins. You may own that 45 on the Early Bird record label. That Early Bird label put this one out, both sides of this 45, but this is the original on the Juanita label, a George Goldner label. Haunting Memories is the name of the tune. The flip side is good too, by the way, as we continue here in 1958, and this is another rare 45 on Julius Dixon's Timely record label. This is not the same label that the Charmers and the Gay Tunes recorded for, a completely different label. Now, Julius Dixon was a prolific songwriter, wrote some big hits like Lollipop for the Quartets, Dim Dim the Lights for Bill Haley and the Comets, The Clouds for the Spacemen, and so many others, not to mention this song by a group called the Pharaoh-Tones. As we are in the year 1958, the Pharaoh-Tones on Timely. The song is called, in parentheses, it says, Give Me a, and then it says, Chance. The Pharaoh-Tones with Give Me a Chance on the Timely record label.
Give me a chance, darling. Give me a chance. I need you
Sounds of 1958 here on the Vinyl Treasure Show this Thursday afternoon. The Pharaoh-Tones. The Pharaoh-Tones on Timely Records. Give Me a Chance from 1958. There's one other 45 on Julius Dixon's Timely record label by the J-Tones. That's another rare. Only one side of that J-Tones comes out on at 45 on Times Square Records, but it's a hard record. It is. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, let's fill another request for listener Nat Papagallo, who's celebrating a birthday today. He must have been a big fan of the Paragons Meet the Jesters LP. I know Gordy was a big fan of that LP. I have that record. I should just put it on here and just play it, the LP. But here is, earlier we heard a request by Nat by the Jesters. Here's a request he has by the Paragons out of Brooklyn, New York. They had 7 releases on Paul Winley's Winley record label. Now, this is the A-side to their 4th. It features Ben Frazier on lead. Let's go to March of 1958. The Paragons, by request for Nat Papagallo in celebration of his birthday today. The Paragons on Winley with The Vows of Love.
We're going to start with
Hey, all of my love is forever. I knew that there is only one love that you. Gee, won't you stay a while? Oh, but I love your smile. Oh, won't you hold my hand? Say I'm your lover man. You are mine, all mine, all mine. Do you remember the vows of love taught to us by someone from above? It means always, is forever, and I your style. Let me explain the vow. Don't ever, ever go. You know I love you so. Please say you love me still, and you'll be mine, all mine. Mine, all mine. Do you remember the vows of love to us by someone from above? It means always, it is forever, and yeah, I owe you my love. Gee, but I love your smile. Won't you will take these vows? You know I love you so. Don't ever, ever go. Please say you love me still, and you'll be mine, oh mine, mine, oh mine.
There you go. That's by request for Nat Papagallo, listening in Naples, Florida there, March 1958, the sound of the Paragons. Paragons on the Winley record label. That's Ben Frazier on lead. The Vows of Love. The Vows of Love. That record first came out. The first presses, they had a typo. They typed W instead of V for the vows. So I showed you that copy that I had there. But somebody who had that record, it was his 109th record in their collection. It was pretty cool. I wonder what the other 108 records before that were. I don't know. Maybe I did get some of them. I think I did. That was from that group of records I got from Camerata, the son of the lead singer of the what was he the lead singer of? The Concords? No. John Camerata. I forget the group he sang for. But I met his son. I read an article in the Penny Saver. They were selling records. It was upstate. It was further up in Westchester County or Dutchess County. And I drove there on a Saturday, and he said he had to sell his records. I don't know if they were his father's or what, but he had to sell them because he was allergic to dust and mold in his basement. I said, okay, I'll take them. I think they were a couple dollars a piece, but they were all in decent shape. But anyway, that's what I picked it up. But anyway, Johnny G here babbling on. Let's continue here. And we go back to Philadelphia. We fill a request for listener Casey Hines, listening in Paris. This group first recording as the Revels Quartet in 1954. That is a record I still need here in the collection. I'll even take a 78 of that record. And they signed with Bernie Lowe's labels with releases on Teen and Sound. But in 1959, they would have their biggest hit with the help of Dick Clark's American Bandstand to promote that song, a song called Dead Man's Stroll, which would later become the more mild Midnight Stroll. I showed you those two copies there. But Casey requested the flip side of that 45. It features Henry Colclough on lead, if I said it right, from August 59. Here are the Revels on the Norgol record label. This is for Casey in Paris. It's called Talking to My Heart.
I was talking to my heart. It was longing for you, though I knew right from the start that your love could be untrue. Love could be untrue. You keep running through my mind, though I try to forget. Darling, please don't be unkind. Say you're thinking of me, yeah. Thinking of me, yeah. If love is blind, my eyes wouldn't mind being closed for a little while. I would live in the dark if it would kindle the spark that would give our romance a try. I'm so blue when we're apart. I wish you'd feel the same. Won't you give our love a start? Then I'll know it was not in vain. Talking to my heart.
Wow, B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's the flip side of Dead Man's Stroll, or AKA Midnight Stroll. Take your pick there, August 1959, by request. For Casey Hines in Paris, the Revels on Norgold, Talking to My Heart. Now, I wonder if, I know on the Beach Nut show that the Revels did the Midnight Stroll, but I wonder they also would perform on the Day show on American Bandstand. And sometimes the groups would do the A and B side of their 45. Now, if they did the B side of that, I would have been, even if they lip sync to the song, that would be great to see, wouldn't it? I think it would be. They should release those tapes. They should. But the copyright police, you know what? They don't want it to happen. Knock on wood, no copyright police today. At least not yet. But let's continue here. We are in the year 1959. Let's go out to the West Coast now to Jake Porter's Combo Records. Combo Records out of Hollywood, California. Now, the lead singer of a group called the Sharps, his name was Carl White. he took a temporary leave of absence from the Sharps to do some moonlighting in late 1958 and early 59, and he recorded for Jake Porter's label with a studio group as Carl L. and the Buddies. And this song was issued around the same time as a version, I think the original version, as done by a gal, Mary Kinney, and a group which was on the Andex record label. Andex Records, for you collectors out there, if you collect labels or run labels, you know that Keen. So how would you do this? Keen and Andex, they use the same numbering sequence. So, and I think there's another label. No, I'm thinking of RV. That's where I'm getting confused with. That's another thing. So, but anyway, Mary Kinney, I think she was the first one to record this on the Andex record label, but they were both out at the same time. But let's give a listen to that was the female version. This is the male version. Because you would think that Bobby, and they spell it with a Y on here, because there are gals by the name of Bobby, Bobbie, but here they kept it with a Y, so I think that's not right. But anyway, January 59, Carl L. and the Buddies, and it's really Carl White on lead. This is on Combo Records. It's called Bobby, My Love.
Bobby, my love, I love you so. Bobby, my love, I need you so. Bobby, Bobby, tell me you are my girl. Oh, each night and day, I just long to hear you say you belong to me. Come what may, tell me you are my girl. Oh, my darling, I love you so. Oh, my darling, I'll never, never, never let you go. Oh, Bobby, my love, take my heart and say that we never ever part. Bobby, Bobby, tell me you are my girl. Whoa, oh, my darling, I love you so. Oh, my darling, I'll never, never, never let you go. Bobby, my love, just take my heart and say that we would never part. Whoa, Bobby, tell me you are my girl.
There you go. That is Carl L. and the Buddies there from January 1959. That is Carl White on lead. Bobby, My Love is the name of the tune. That's on Jake Porter's Combo Records, Sounds of California, here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, if those of you were listening to my in-studio guest last Sunday night, we talked about this next record and how it came into my possession, because this was my top want. This next 45 was on one of my top wants. I was able to finally find Bohemian Daddy by the Marquis, but that was a while back. So this was my second most desirable record. My third, which I'm still looking for, are the Soft Tones on CB, if I ever find that, and then the Chalons on Dice. So I'm looking for those records. Have never even seen original copies of those, but except for pictures. But So anyway, I had this very rare garage that my buddy Dave the Rave wanted, and I said, look, I'm willing to trade this John English III on Sabra for my most desired record. So this record became available, and Dave bought it, and then he ended up trading it with me, and it was the first time I ever traded a record that I only had one of in my collection. But I'll trade garage for rare vocal group harmony any day of the week, because it's not my top thing, but I have feature. And when I used to do when I didn't do an all soul show at one time, I used to do a general 60s show on the last Saturday of the month, like on my Saturday shows. But my Saturday shows are too big. I get a big listening audience on that show. So that's why I decided to do it for Wednesday evenings. And Oldies and More Radio, they said we're nice enough to stream that on their platform. So I'm really, kind of freelancing on my own on YouTube, so I can do shows whenever I want, any kind of show. Somebody mentioned about a rockabilly show. I think I got rockabilly 45s in my collection, so I can do that. I should be talking to you like this. So I have a lot of different genres. I can do a blues show. I can do a rockabilly show. I could do a Sunshine Pop show if I wanted to, but I don't have the time to do that. So my two favorites are Vocal Group Harmony, number 1, Soul Records, number 2. So, but I used to do, and I still could do a rockabilly record of the week. I started doing a gospel record of the week, but then I had so many requests it kind of falls to the wayside. And sometimes it's difficult for me because of my busy schedule, because I'm doing a lot of things. Tonight I have a dinner, but it's early. It's 7 o'clock. I'm going to meet some friends that I used to work with a company called Transamerica Leasing. We're just going to have a small get-together first, and maybe talk about a big reunion later in the fall. But I just don't have the time to do it. I used to even test records here. I just hope my mixer isn't going. That's going to be a disaster. That would shut down the show for a while before finding a decent mixer that and this one's okay. It's a new mark. It's the one I had before, but they changed them up. I might not be available anymore. But anyway, back to this record. So this was my most desired record at one point. Now that I have it, I decided to play it today. I've played it before. This group is out of Newark, New Jersey. They recorded for Donald Shaw's Moon label. And the group included James Sims, Aaron Skinner, Charles Skinner, Eugene Stokely, and James Wiggins. Collectively, they were known as the Endorsers. This is from October of 1959. Let's give a listen to the Endorsers on Moon Records. It's called Crying, parentheses, Over You.
Roll down my window pane, teardrops on a broken heart. Guess it's the pain I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying over you. Crying over you. I go the whole day through, feeling lonely and blue. I can't seem to sleep at night for crying over you. I'm crying, oh, I'm crying over you. Crying over you. I was so lonely and blue until I met you. Now my life is so full of misery. So please have pity on me. Oh, raindrops
go. Those are the Endorsers. The Endorsers from October 1959. That's on the Moon record label. That is Donald Shaw's Moon label. Crying Over You is the name of the tune. Now, I know how Greg Surik got that record. Actually, it was a lead. Val Shively gave him a lead to a label owner. He actually met label owner Donald Shaw. He had to go in not a nice section of Newark, New Jersey, and meet up with him, I think at a McDonald's. And he walked in there with a knapsack filled with records, and he cracked half of them. Thank goodness he didn't crack that one. And he only had one copy of that 45. I think a bunch of copies of the El Palos on Neptune, and some other one. There's a who does He's Gone, some gal by the name of Green. She does a nice record of He's Gone, not the Chantel's record. And I'm trying to think what else was in there. Oh, I think that other one by the Del Rios, and then on Earth. That's where he got that other record, On Earth, by Joanne and the Del Rios, which is a rare record. I have that in the collection now. But anyway, let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Fill a request for listener Tommy Albergo, who's tuned into the program right now. Say hi to Tommy Albergo. This great two-sided 45, this group called the Chariots, a song that I used to hear played on New York radio in the midnight in the 1970s. You used to hear these records like on CBS FM, but no more. But this was a record played here in New York City. It was number 25 on WMGM, and this is from January of '59. These are the Chariots on the Time label, going out to Tommy Albergo. The song is called Gloria for Tommy. That's going out to Tommy Albergo, tuned into the program this afternoon. The Chariots there from January '59. That is on, what is that? Bob Shad's Time record label. Gloria is the name of the two. Now, you for collectors out there, the true first presses are the blue label. There's different styles in the variation of the lettering. There's like the thin lettering and the thick lettering, but they're originals. And then it also came out as a second press on the red Time record label. Let us continue here on Vinyl Treasures. We move into 1960. It's another rare record here on Howard Ransom's Ransom's Ransom record label out of Columbus, Ohio. The group formed in 1960 at the Lockburn Air Force Base. This is another great two-sided 45. It's their only release, featuring the jump side. I don't think I've played this side on the program before. This is from July 1960. They're called the Five Fortunes. I think a trashed copy of this sold for like $1,482. Well, this is a decent copy. The Five Fortunes on Ransom Records. It's called You Are My Love.
It's time out for love. Let's make a day. It's time out for love. Why hesitate? It's time out for love. Darling, it's time out for love. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why did you leave? Why did you go? I love you, darling. I love you so. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you so. Darling, you see, darling, my plea, come and marry me. It's time out for love. Let's make a day. It's time out for love. Why hesitate? It's time out for love. Darling, it's time out for love. Darling, you see, my plea, come and marry me. Time out for love, let's make a day. It's time out for love. Why hesitate? It's time out for love. Darling, it's time out for love.
You know, I messed that up, folks. I tell you, I never played that side before. I did play the other side, You Are My Love. That's called Time Out for Love. Charlene, I'm surprised you didn't IM me on that, because I did all these write-ups today on, well, at least I was able to do most of them. I wasn't able to, I think I stopped with the John Hurley record that I'm playing from '61. There are Charlene's copied in a lot of the data here, but I rewrote all these, and I forgot to change the title. Charlene, if you can fix my mistake there, from July '60, The Five Fortunes. You Are My Love is the ballad side, which is a great record. This is called Time Out for Love. I'm sorry, folks. Was doing this in a rush this morning. That's on the Ransom record label, a very rare 45, I have to tell you, out of the state of Ohio. Let us continue here in 1960 with a request for listener Casey Hines in Paris. We go to Alfred Ford's Lasso Records, which was out of Philadelphia. The group had an earlier release in 1959 on the Grand record label as Larry Smith and the Castros. Now, I don't know if Larry's on lead. I think we had the lead as Larry, Charlene, but I could try to verify today for that. But after that release, they had two other releases on this Lasso label. This is the second, and to me it sounds like these masters, these tracks, actually all four sides were recorded prior to 1960, because it doesn't sound like a 1960s record, but it's a great tune and they're rare. Both the releases on the Lasso label are hard to find. This is from 1960 for Casey Hines, the Castros on Lasso. It's called A Question Here. Is It Right for Casey?
You said it was my fault. You said I was wrong. Now tell me who's doing wrong right now. You said things would be fine. Now, darling, you changed your mind. You have that right, but are you right this time? How can I go on and on the way I do? Loving you, wanting you for my own. I know you have the right, but darling, is it right to leave me alone? I know you have the right, but darling, is it right to leave me
Yeah, I like that tune there. I do. That's by request. Whoops. For listener Casey Hines in Paris there. 1960, that was recorded prior to 1960. That's what I say. Those are the Castros on the Lasso record label. Is It Right is the name of the tune. Actually, both records were sold to me. Surik sold me both of those at the same time many, many years ago when he found, because he had copies for himself, but he found me two nice copies of that one and their other release. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. We moved the show up to 2 o'clock. Gave me a little bit more time to prepare for the show. I still was a couple minutes late. I'm trying to eat my lunch here, which I can't do. It's difficult to eat, and then I don't want to, and plus I don't want to mess up my records here, especially these expensive 45s. But I'll be back next Thursday for the 78 show. We'll go back to the 78s next week. This Saturday is the big show, so if you have a request, you got to send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com so I can start looking for the 45s. Got a lot of requests in already, so thank you for that. Hope you're digging on these tunes here, and if you are, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. As I'll be doing 3 shows next week too. do the Soul Show on Wednesday night. Did that last night. Had a big crowd there for that. So thank you all for all your support and all your emails. But let's continue here, 1960, with a flip side request from 2 weeks ago. I featured this rare 45 on Tom Birch's Nyko Records, which is out of Lexington, Kentucky, as well as the group. They were known as Bonnie and Little Boys Blue, and I played it for Bob Cruz in Maryland. He requested the B-side of the 45 called You'd Better Run. But Mark Langdale in Australia, he requested the intended A-side, co-written by the lead singer of this group. Her name was Bonnie Johnson. We go to May of 1960. It's Bonnie and Little Boys Blue on the Nyko record label. This is for Mark Langdale in Australia. The song is called Bells. That's by request from Mark Langdale in Australia from May 1960. Very rare 45 on the Nyko record label out of Lexington, Kentucky. Bonnie and Little Boys Blue, song entitled Bell. That's Bonnie Johnson on lead. I did the deal with Greg Surik on this 45. I was an accounting controller for a company called Railworks, and I worked in White Plains, New York. I worked in the Gateway building, that glass building by the train station. So he calls me up, and of course, here it is, a closing time, and he says, "Johnny, I got a record, but I need a check right away." I said, "Well, good thing I got my checkbook with me." So he says, "Well, look, I need you to make the check out to some record store in Texas," and I don't know what he was buying. So it was a $2,000 check I had to give him. So I told my secretary, I said, "Look, anybody calls, I'll be gone for about 15 or 20 minutes. I'll be back. Just take the messages." So I went downstairs, and we're standing outside. These people are like, "What are these people doing here with this record?" So it was funny. And even when I worked at Sony Music, he would come see me. I would have to sneak out. I was in what is it? where was Sony Music? Where is Medieval Times? What is that? What is that? What town is Medieval Times in? I'm just losing my mind. But I used to drive into Sony Music when they had the satellite office out there, and he would come and I would meet him in the lobby, and he would bring me a box of records that I looked through, and he'd play it on his player, and I snuck out. I shouldn't have done that because I was getting paid by the hour at the time. But anyway, I digress. Lyndhurst. Thank you, Joe. Lyndhurst. How could I forget that? You see, sometimes Johnny G draws a blank. It's for that COVID is what it is. But let's continue here. Let's go to Detroit, Michigan now, as we have a couple more in 1960. And this is a request for listener Juan Campoy. And I got to think that this is the same group. They're called the Dwellers. This is the same group that recorded for Oasis Records in 1959 a song called Oh Sweetie. But their very next release came out on a label called Conrose Records, which was also out of Detroit. Both sides written by the lead singer of this group. His name is Clifton Wright. Let's go to April of 1960. This is by request for Juan Campoy, the Dwellers on Conrose. It's called Lonely Guy.
Darling, I'm the lonely guy. Every night I lay and cry because I don't have love to share, and I don't have one to care for me. I say a prayer and ask God to guide you to me, my dear, because I don't have love to share, and I don't have one to care for me. I guess I'll go to the river, jump in and drown. Ain't no use to me hanging around. I'll hang myself from a tall oak tree because there ain't nobody cares for me. Every night I say a prayer and ask God to guide you to me, my dear, because I don't have love to share, and I don't have one to care for me. I'm the lonely guy.
Yeah, those are the Dwellers there. Those are the Dwellers from April 1960. That's Clifton Wright on lead. That's on the Conrose record label. Lonely Guy is the name of the tune by request for listener Juan Campoy. That's a record that Jerry Diaz sold me. I don't know if anybody out there has ever dealt with Jerry Diaz. Sometimes he's very difficult. His prices were always high, but the quality of the records were good. That is what I could say. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. One more in the year 1960. This is a request for Chris Reed. He requested a group called the Excels, and I think it's the same group that recorded for George Goldner's Gone record label, or you would think at least some of the members of that 1958 release were with this group. They were kind of intertwined, I guess. The Excels here that recorded for Central and also for RSVP. This is on George Goldner's Gone record label from August of 1960. Let's give a listen to the Excels and their rendition of the tune My Foolish Heart. This is for Chris Reed, the Excels.
The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart. How was the ever constant moon? Take care, my foolish heart. There's a line between love and fascination that's hard to see. Like this, but it brings a very strange sensation when you're lost in the magic of a kiss. Her lips are much too close to mine. Beware, my foolish heart. But should our eager lips combine, then let the fire start. For this time it isn't fascination or a dream that would fade and fall apart. It's love. This time it's really love. My foolish
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there by request for Chris Reed, the Excels. The Excels from August 1960. Their version of My Foolish Heart. That's on George Goldner's Gone record label. The only thing bad about that record is it's on styrene. I wonder if I may have... No, I think it's the Enchanters. I have the vinyl press of, not that one. But I wish these, styrene is a cheap way to manufacture records, and they wanted it to wear out for you to buy another copy. So anytime you get a styrene record, you better buy two. A play copy and a file copy. That's what I say. Let's move into 1961 now. This singer, the lead singer of the Crests, and you know him, his name is Johnny Maestro, and this was his very last release, and I think this might be the most expensive 45 on the Coed record label, a tune written by Larry Cusick and John Gluck Jr. There is an uncredited vocal group backing him up on this. Supposedly they're the Tremonts that backed Johnny Maestro up on this one. This is from December of 61. Let's give a listen to Johnny Maestro. Where's Fred when you need him? Johnny Maestro on the Coed record label. The song is called It Must Be Love.
Ever since I held you tight, I've been dreaming of you every night. Each day I miss you more. Never felt like this before. It must be love, love, oh yeah. It must be love, 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 love. It must be love, love, oh yeah. It must be love. When we kiss I get a thrill. Feel as though my heart is standing still. One look into your eyes, and I'm right in paradise. You got my head reeling. It's such a crazy feeling. I want my arms about you. Don't want to live without you. And we're walking hand in hand. All the world is a wonderland. And when you speak to me, I can hear a symphony. It must be love, love, oh yeah. It must be love, 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 love. It must be love, love, oh yeah. It must be love, 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 love. Whoa, it must be love, love, love,
As Johnny Maestro's last release on the co-ed record label, with the uncredited Tremonts backing him up from December of '61, It Must Be Love, Besame Baby is the flip side, but that's probably the most expensive record on the co-ed record label, maybe one of the Northern Soul records also in demand there too. But I've never seen a stock copy of that 45. I've only seen the promo of that. But it was unfortunate that we lost Johnny Maestro on March 24th of 2010. And he was 70 years old, passed away from cancer, but we remember him here on the Vinyl Treasures show. Let's move into 1961 now with, according to Louis Silvani, a group from the state of Oklahoma. At least he mentions that in his book, Collecting Rare Records. This is on Norman Weinstrower's Norman record label, which is out of St. Louis, Missouri. And I love this record. It's a killer ballad. That's what I say, from April of 1961. Let's give a listen to the top hits. The top hits on the Norman label. The song is called Love No One.
Love no one, love no one. I love no one, love no one but you. What else can I do? I love no one but you. Love no one. Love no one. I'll walk the streets, gaze at every girl I meet, wondering if it's you I see. I love no one but you. Love no one. Love no one. Here I stand, my heart in my hand. I'm pleading for your love. Where can I go? What can I do? I'll walk the street, gaze at every girl I meet, wondering if it's you I see. I love no one but you. Oh, 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 I
April 1961 there for the top hits. Top hits on the Norman record label out of St. Louis, the group out of the state of Oklahoma. a song called Love No One, the top hits. As we continue here, we move into 1961 with a flip side request for listener John Engstrom. Actually, I played the flip side of this 2 weeks ago for John on the AKA record label out of New York City, a song called Cry Baby, co-written by this singer, goes by the name of John Hurley. And this is from 1961. John wanted to hear the flip side, which is a faster side. So let's go to AKA Records. This is not an easy record to find. The only thing wrong with this record on this is that the labels are reversed, which is not good. And not good for collectors. But anyway, so for John Engstrom, 1961, this is John Hurley on AKA. The song is called Lonely Boy.
Bom, bom, bom. Hey, oh, hey, I'll always be a lonely boy, but you'll never see me cry. And I'll always want your love, though I'll miss your sweet kiss, your warm embrace and tender sigh. Hey, whoa, hey, hey. There was a time when our true love was sublime, but now you're gone from me, and what can I do? Oh, 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 hey, oh, hey, hey. I never thought that I would see the day that you would have passed me by. Now since you've gone and left me, went away, Lord, that I do, pretty baby, is right. Hey, hey, whoa, hey, hey, whoa,
As by request for John Engstrom, who's in our YouTube chat room there. There you go. That's John Hurley. John Hurley from 1961, a song entitled Lonely Boy. It's on a label called AKA Records and an unknown group backing him up on that. Don't know who the group is. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's fill a request for listener Frank Changarro in our YouTube chat room, as this group, they go back to 1956 as Walter Ward and the Challengers, but then in 1958 they would become the Olympics. They had a big hit on the Demon record label with a song called Western Movies, which is actually a record I like, Western Movies. But here's a song I bet many, at least collectors have heard this record, because I think this is their best record on the RV record label, because they're really known for their novelty type tunes, but this is what I call a serious tune that they do, and this is the B-side to their 6th release, their 6th of 10 on the RV record label. Now the A-side is a novelty tune that Darren might know and like, a song called Dooley. But this is the B-side, written by Clifford Goldsmith and Fred Smith. It features Walter Ward on lead. This is going out to Frank Changarro, May 1961. These are the Olympics on the RV record label. It's called Stay Where You Are for Frank.
stay where you are, stay where you are, stay where you are, my stay where you are, my love, and wait for me. Stay where you are, my love, without a plea.
love. So please stay where you are. You know, baby, I've been mistreated too until I fell in love with you. You know, baby, we've been apart so long. That's why I'm coming home, my love, back to your arms and never more would I want. You know that's where I belong. So please stay where you are. Stay where you are. Stay where you are, my love.
Oh, that is a great tune there. And you would never thunk that the Olympics did that song, but they do. And they can do ballads as well as the up-tempo tunes there. That's by request for Frank Changarro there. So those are the Olympics from May 1961. That's Walter Ward on lead, the Olympics on RV Records. Stay Where You Are is the flip side of the Dooley record label. And tune in to listen to Frank and his partner Gordon Skagberg on Sunday afternoons beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 to 5 on WRHU 88.7 FM on your dial, live streamed at wrhu.org for sounds like this that you're hearing today on Sunday. I was going to say tomorrow. It's not Saturday. This is Thursday. Tune in on Sundays beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the Rhythm and Blues Serenade with Frank Changarro and Gordon Skagberg. Check them out on Sunday as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And we go to where we are, 1961 here. Actually, this is a request for Mike Sape in Connecticut, and he wants to send this one out to your host DJ Johnny G and all the chatters. This used to be at one time a rare 45. I can't tell you. I had Pete Yaffe here, the late Pete Yaffe. When he would go to the Arbutus show, he would stop by here. He was coming by way of Boston. So he stopped by to say hello to my parents, and I showed him a box of my records, and he was drooling on some of them. And he said, I don't want to see this record. You know how much I paid for this record? He told me. I said, well, what did they charge you for this? He goes, I'm not telling you. So I don't know. And he says it wasn't even mint. But the problem with this record is that 200 copies were discovered, and I had a bad taste. Well, Greg calls me up one day and he says, Johnny, he goes, do you have Peter Crawford on the Sandy label? I said, Sandy Records? I mean, like the one that Travis and Bob had a hit with Tell Him No out of Mobile, Alabama. He goes, yeah. Do you have the record? He says, I said to him, no, I don't have the record. He said, well, hold on a second. Let me call you back, because he goes, I might want $1,000 for the record. I said, $1,000? I says, okay. So anyway, he calls me back and he says to me, Johnny, I want no part of it. He says, if you want to buy a copy of the record here, call him up and you can buy a copy. So I was like, okay. I think the guy's name was John Greco. I think that was his name at the time. But so I called him up and he said, yeah, I have the record. I says, you have to send me a postal money order for $505. Oh, so I was asking, all I was asking was, how many copies do you have? Because, if you have 200 copies of the record, it's not worth $500. Because, okay, so evidently I found out much later that he had 200 copies of the record. So now if you can find this, which you can, I think if you can go search on Discogs or eBay, should be there for $50 or $75. But that's how you have to be careful. If all of a sudden somebody comes up with 50 copies of a record, the value drops considerably. It does, but I think it's a good record. But so this is from, I don't know, the books say 1963. I totally disagree. This record is from 1961. I don't know where they get 63, but it's on Sandy Records out of Mobile, Alabama. And the song is called "There Goes a Young Love." It almost sounds like a record on the that Jerry Fuller would do, I think. I'm trying to place it, but you can be the judge. 1961, by request from Mike Sape to all the chatters and your host, Johnny G. Thank you, Mike. Peter Crawford on Sandy. It's called "There Goes a Young Love." That's not 1963. I'm sorry that they weren't singing like that in 1963. That's 1961. That's Peter Crawford and a group on the Sandy record label out of Mobile, Alabama, by request from Mike Sape in Connecticut, going out to all you chatters and your host, Johnny G. Peter Crawford. Did I say that right? Peter Crawford. I thought it was the actor. No. Peter Crawford with "There Goes a Young Love" is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1962. Let's fill a request for Gary Hendin in Alabama. I wanted to hear this group that formed in Louisville, Kentucky. They were at Eastern State University in 1961, and he requested the A-side to their debut single. Came out on the Queen record label. It was a subsidiary of King Records, how appropriate, and a tune written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Chuck Campbell. This is for Gary Hendin in Alabama, March 62. They're called the Maroons, M-A-R-O-O-N-S, the Maroons on the Queen label. It's called "Don't Leave Me, Baby." Don't. This is for Gary.
Oh, listen to me, girl, now don't leave me. No, don't leave me. Oh, never before has anyone else ever loved like I love you. So come on back, oh, to me, yeah, come on back, oh, to me, oh, never before has anyone else ever loved like I love you. Oh, listen to me, girl, now don't leave me. No, don't leave me. Oh, never before has anyone else ever loved like I love you. So come on back, oh, to me, yeah, come on back, oh, to me, oh, come on back, oh, to me, oh, come on back, to me, oh, come on back, oh, to me.
That's by request for Gary Hendin in Alabama. They're March 62. They're called the Maroons. The Maroons on the Queen label. Don't Leave Me Baby. Don't Leave Me Baby, comma, don't is the name of the tune. And they would have one more release on Jimbo Records back in 1964. Let's stay in 1962. Let's fill a request for listener Juan Campoy. This song, very popular amongst a lot of groups and singers through the years. It was originally done by Marvin and Johnny back in late 1954 on the Modern record label, but recorded by many others, namely I think Skip and Flip had a big hit with this in 1960, but others recorded it as this singer did. It's his name is Jerry Carmen. Jerry Carmen, I'm guessing he's out of Brooklyn, at least the label's out of Brooklyn. It's 33rd and 34th Street in Brooklyn, New York, on the Barish record label from 1962. His name is Jerry Carmen. Jerry Carmen on the Barish label, going out to Juan Campoy and his rendition of the tune Cherry Pie.
Cherry pie. was sitting in the corner eating his cherry pie. I asked him for some, but he didn't give me none. He didn't want to share his cherry pie. Oh, give me some. Oh, give me some. Oh, give me some cherry pie. Well, little Jack Horner was sitting in a corner eating his cherry pie. I asked him for some, but he didn't give me none. He didn't want to share his cherry
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That's from 1962. That's Jerry Carmen and an uncredited vocal group. It's on the Barish record label by request for Juan Campoy in California. Song entitled Cherry Pie. As we stay in 1962, we play a flip side request for listener Reed King. Reed, I hope your surgery went okay. And please send me an email if you can to let me know that. As last week I played a request for listener Timothy by this group from Brooklyn, New York. They were known as the Rendevous. Was their second release on Frank Sinatra's Reprise record label, a song called Faithfully. Now Reed requested the flip side, co-written by John Herbert, who I think is the lead singer of this group called the Rendezvous. Now, some of you may know this song as done by Lenny Welch, because Lenny Welch covered this in June of 1962, but this is the original from May of 62 for Reed King in Oregon. These are the Rendezvous on Reprise with the original version of Congratulations, Baby.
Goodbye, my love. Congratulations, baby. I just heard the news. I hope you picked the right one, or you're the one who has to choose. Congratulations, baby, we'll still be friends. I hope that you'll be happy. I hope for you it never ends. It's too bad make it together. There was a time I thought our love would last forever. Congratulations, baby, I see you now and then. I'm really going to miss you until I find someone again. It's too bad couldn't make it together. There was a time I thought our love would last forever. Congratulations, baby, I see you now and then. I'm really going to miss you until I find someone again. Goodbye.
Yes, May 1962, there by request for Reed King. Those are the Rendezvous. The Rendezvous, that's the flip side of, what did I play last week? Faithfully, which was requested by Timothy. That flip side there going out to Reed King, the original version of Congratulations Baby. That one there on the Reprise record label. Let's continue here in 1962. Fill a request for Adrian Viterbo. I don't know if he's listening or went back to work. Maybe he did, but this group is out of Chicago. They have this one release that came out on Calvin and Morris Bernstein's Finer Arts Records, which was out of Los Angeles, California. The tune written by Robert Stewart and Darnell Mallard, and this is a song with crying in the background. Can you name other records that have crying in the background? The first one should be Valerie by the Starlights on the Fury label, and there's another one by the Deans, I think, on Tin Pan Alley, and this one has crying in the background. It's from November of 1962. This is going out to Adrian, the Fabulous Enchanters on Finer Arts. It's called, a question again, Why Are You Crying? This is for Adrian.
Why is she crying? Why is she crying? Why is she crying? Why is she crying?
Why are you crying? You know I love you so, darling. I'll never let you go, darling. Please stay. You'll be mine
Stop your crying, my darling.
There you go. That's going out to Adrian Viterbo, November 62. They're called the Fabulous Enchanters. Lots of crying on that record. The Finer Arts record label. Why Are You Crying is the name of the tune. Johnny G ain't crying, not yet. Still have the pain in the knee, but not as bad. So there you go. But let's continue here. And this next 45 is a request for Paul Michel. Paul Michel, who was in our chat room, maybe he's still tuned into the program. This record released in this record was released in 1975, but recorded in January of 1962. This group out of Long Island, they're called the Imaginations, and they had a couple of releases that came out on this Harvey record label. It's Harvey Mandel's Harvey label. And the group members are mentioned on the label. Philip Aquica, I think that's how I pronounce it, second tenor. Bobby Bloom, first tenor. Pete Aquica, baritone. Richie LaCausi, bass. And Frank Mancuso, normally the lead. Although it says on this, but I think Paul tells me that he is not the lead singer on this side. It's Phil. That is doing the lead on this side. So we're going to send this one out to Paul Michel, January 62. The Imaginations on the Harvey record label, going out to Paul Michel in our YouTube chat room. He went to school with these guys. There you go. The Imaginations with The Mystery of You for Paul Michel. By request for Paul Michel in our YouTube chat room. Those are the Imaginations here. Let me just check something here for a second. Well, you see, so they don't spell his name. So Charlene didn't take the information off of Paul's email. So they spell his name wrong on here. Oh no, it's spelled okay. It's Atiqua. So Charlene, what did I say here? It is correct, and I must, but Charlene has a typo there. That's why I said that wrong. There you go. But anyway, from January 62, originally that is a demo. That doesn't sound Lenny. That doesn't sound right because it was taken off of a demo. Like they put out an acetate, and they put that out on that Harvey label there in 1975. But that recorded in January of 62. The Imaginations, going out to Paul Michel in our YouTube chat room on the Harvey label. The Mystery of You is the name of the tune. Let's stay in 62. Fill a request for Gary Hendin in Alabama for this group out of Brooklyn, New York. This is on the Poplar record label, and it features Joe Bella on lead. They're called the Enchantones. The Enchantones from November 62 on Poplar Records. It's called My Picture of You. This is for Gary Hendin.
My
That's November 1962 release there for the Enchantones. By request for Gary Hendin on the Poplar record label, My Picture of You is the name of the tune with the Joe Bella on lead. 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasures show. And here's a request for Kenny in New Jersey. I forget where I heard this song first. I think on the Norman Knight show I heard this song first. Of course, this group first recording back in 1961 on the Swingin' record label. Their big hit was a song called Once Upon a Time. They're called Rochelle and the Candles. The lead singer, his name is Johnny Wyatt. And here they are on the Challenge record label. This is their first of 2 on Gene Autry's Challenge record label. This charted number 33 on WACK in Newark, New Jersey. This is by request for Kenny in New Jersey, Rochelle and the Candles from July 62 on the Challenge record label. The song is called Each Night. I hate styrene 45s. You never get the right sound out of styrene 45s. Anyway, there you go. That's for Kenny in New Jersey, July 62. That's Rochelle and the Candles each night. That's on Gene Autry's Challenge record label, the first of two. That is Johnny Wyatt on lead for that. Two more 45s to go here before we sign off on the Vinyl Treasure show. And here's a flip side request. Actually, on 2 weeks ago, I played a request for Jim Lampley, this group out of Philadelphia called the Dream Lovers. We featured their release on the Swan record label, a song called Together for Jim in Texas. And Darrell Letts and Reed King requested the flip side of the 45, tune co-written by Joe Renzetti and Jerry Ross. And this also came out on the Casino record label, but that is like a second press, which looks like the Gamble label, is what it looks like. But this charted number 20 on WAMS in Wilmington, Delaware, if you were listening. Let's go to December of 63 for the Dream Lovers. This is for Reed King and Darrell Letts, the Dream Lovers on Swan. It's called Amazons and Coyotes. The Dream Lovers.
Love that girl, love her. Amazon girl, love those girls, love those Amazon girls. Everybody dance, but they wouldn't stop at the record high. I start dancing with my Amazon Shirley. I start dancing with my Amazon Shirley. All the coyotes get there early. All the coyotes get there early. We dance and dance while the record's played. Hey. We're gonna rock the night to the sounds they're playing. Hey. Stomping monkeys at the record hop. Hey. I hope the Shirley would never stop. It's an Amazon's choice, the DJ shouted. Amazon's choice, the DJ shouted. All of a sudden the floor was crowded. All of a sudden the floor was crowded. I thought the record would never end when I saw her dancing with my best friend. Hey! She danced with him for just a while. Danced with him for just a while. Then she walked away without a smile. Walked away without a smile. She came to me, asked me to dance, and I knew this was my big chance. We'll be back to the house, party a while. First we'll party, so I'll be rocking with my Amazon queen. The coyotes are the same. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
There you go, from December 63. Those are the Dream Lovers. That's on the Swan record label out of Philadelphia by request for Darrell Letts and also Reed King, the Dream Lovers with Amazons and Coyotes. That's going to do it for your Coyote DJ, Johnny G. That's going to do it for the Vinyl Treasure Show. Thank you for joining Johnny G on this Thursday afternoon. It would normally be our 78 show at this time, but I figured I was talking about doing it on Monday or Tuesday, but I didn't have time. Couldn't really do it. That just wasn't going to work. But I said, well, let me do it here. I added some expensive 45s to the mix. I hope you like the tunes there that I've added. And, so anyway, I figured I might do that. But thank you all for being here. Again, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time, also give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed what I do here. And if you need to get in touch with me with a request, you can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the 45, I'll feature it here on the program. If it fits the format, if I don't like it, maybe I won't play it. But no offense. But I kind of stay away from the hits here because the copyright police will come after me. They'll shut down my program. They've been giving me some leeway. Thank you, those of you that when like last night, when I had the copyright issues, everybody started hitting the hearts, and that's Amy's idea, and they went away. So she said, I don't know what they're, again, it's all driven under AI, artificial intelligence, that needs to get their act together, so they're always updating it every week. So, but anyway, I will be back on Saturday night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 to midnight, working on your requests. Charlene is working on them, so again, send them to me. Many of you have already, so I got to pull some of these records. But then I'll be back again next Wednesday night for the Soul Show, so if you like Soul 45s, tune into that program this coming next week on Wednesday. Then I'll do the 78s on Thursday, and I already had some. I started working on it, but I just couldn't finish it. But anyway, so thank you all for being here. Our closer this afternoon is a request for Jim Lampley in Texas. This group's only release. The group members here were Ray Diaz, Larry Girona, Gil Pabon, and Carmine Scabelli. Collectively, they were known as the Four Chimes, spelled Chymes. And this one came out on Andy Leonetti's Music Note record label. It's from March of '64. Our closer is by the Four Chimes on Music Note for Jim Lampley, their rendition of a tune called The Gypsy, which is an old tune that goes way back. So that's going to do it, folks. Johnny G's got to get out of here. Hope you enjoyed the tunes. If you did, please shoot me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com, and don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about it. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Jim in Texas.
In a quaint caravan, there's a lady they call the Gypsy. The Gypsy, the Gypsy. She can look in the future and drive away all your fears. Everything is alright if you only believe the Gypsy. The Gypsy, the Gypsy. She could tell at a glance that my heart was so full of tears. She looked at my hand and told me my lover was always true. But yet in my heart I knew, dear, somebody else was kissing you. So I'll go there again, 'cause I want to believe the Gypsy, the Gypsy, the Gypsy, that my lover was true and will come back to me someday. She'll come back to me someday.